Hi students, we are going to see the hardware architecture of 8085 microprocessor. Before going to see the hardware architecture, we need to understand the digital quantities. The digital quantities like nibble. Okay, so what is digital data? Okay, digital data is nothing but see uh, a bit of information, single bit of information is nothing but 0 or 1. Okay, 4 bits are making one nibble, 8 bits are making one byte, 16 bits are making one half word or 2 byte, 32 bit making it's making one word or 4 byte. Okay, this is an example bits for these digital quantities. Okay, so we know that microprocessor is an 8085 is an 8-bit processor. So it can access 8 bit of information at a time or 1 byte of information at a time. The next step, how to store the digital data. Okay, you are having your digital data. How to store them? A single bit of information can be stored in a single flip-flop. You may know that several flip-flops are available: JK flip-flop, SR flip-flop, D flip-flop, T flip-flop. Likewise, we are having four types of flip-flops are there. So each and individual flip-flop is having its own characteristic. So this is useful for storing one bit of information. So group of flip-flops are making one register. So if you want to store more than one bit of information, say for example, if you want to store 8 bits of information, you need an 8-bit register. So for storing single bit, you need flip-flop. For multiple bit storing, you need a register. Okay. The next one, software. A software is nothing but collective of different programs. A program is nothing but the collective of several instructions. Say for example, calculator. Calculator is the best application. We can use it for understanding the concept of microprocessor. Okay. So calculator is a software where we are using different numbers of program like addition program, subtraction, multiplication and division. A single software consists of several programs. I am listing out only 4 distinct programs, but there are several programs for calculating squared value or finding trigonometric values. So like different programs are available. Just I am listing out 4 simple programs. So a single program may consist several numbers of functions. Like addition program may consist a function called add. Subtraction program may consist subtract function. So function or instruction both are same. So in with more detail we can see this flow chart. A software, calculator software is a huge thing. It is having some different programs. That individual program is having some individual functions or instructions. See, software, addition program. Program is having input read function, add function, display value function. We need to read the data from the button itself, is it not? So if you are giving input through this button, that software or the program has to read the data first. So this is first function, input read function, add function and display function. So this is the first program and its associated instructions. Similar to that, this is another program called subtraction program. It is also having its own input read function, subtract function, display value function. Okay, so this is actually the original structure of your program, software. Whatever may be the software, which means if you are using any player like VLC player, KM player, means that player also having the same structure. I mean, it is having some numbers of programs. Each individual programs are having their own numbers of functions or instructions. This is the actual hierarchy. Okay, this is the actual hierarchy. So software, if you want to work with embedded system, you need to be familiar in software writing. For that, what we have to do, we need to practice on writing small programs. How to write the programs? We need to be familiar with the instructions. Okay, each and individual ICs are having their own instruction set. 8085 is having some instruction set, 8051 is having some instruction set. So if you want to create one software, start it from the instruction itself. This is very micro level, very small, tiny micro level of your whole software hierarchy. I think it is understandable to all. Then next, how we are doing the work. Okay, for example, see, there are several instructions or several informations in your notebook. Okay, what you are doing, page by page, you are just flipping the page and reading the content. Okay, so your brain is actually accessing the books by means of page number. Okay, so page number 1, 2, 3, 4, likewise you are just turning the page and reading the content. Similarly, your microprocessor also to be programmed by the same manner. I mean, we need to store our programs. Program means instructions. Okay, so we need to write the program, I mean in the instructions, where we have to write inside the memory device itself. We have to write each and individual memory device or memory location is having their own addresses. Okay, how we are having page numbers in our book, similarly each and individual memory location is having their own address value. So that address value is the key point here. Okay, microprocessor, we need to instruct the microprocessor where you start from. Okay, so if I am giving book and I am telling to read the chapter 2 means I have to mention the chapter number or at least, or otherwise I have to mention the page number. Okay, just I am giving the book and read the content means that is not useful. I have to mention the page number or otherwise the chapter number. Similarly, if you are giving the program, if you are writing the program in microprocessor, you have to, where you have to place inside the memory device, and also you have to mention the starting address. Okay, where you have placed the program, that memory location has to be intimated to the microprocessor. That is very important. Once you have intimated the address location, the microprocessor easily can follow that complete program and can do the processes whatever you have instructed. Okay, now this is a small scenario. uh, 5 plus 5 equal to 10, that already we know. Okay, so see, in our schoolings itself, okay, in our kindergarten schoolings itself, our teachers trained ourselves. Okay, how they trained? By seeing this symbol. Okay, by seeing this symbol, I mean by seeing this plus symbol, we understood. Okay, it is an addition operation. If you are seeing this symbol, you can say that it is an multiplication operation. It is somewhat instructed by means of a teacher. Okay, it is very basic. Okay, everyone can say. Okay, so this is what we are called as very base knowledge. Okay, these are all data. Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, likewise number systems, alphabets in Tamil or English, these kind of signs. Okay, so this is division. Likewise, these informations are stored on a particular location in our memory itself. They are all primary knowledge. Okay, they are called as primary knowledge. Okay, if you are feel sleepy means you can also during your sleep, during your drowsiness period also you can say that this symbols means addition. Okay, if you are in drowsy, you can correctly tell this is the symbol for addition, this is the symbol for multiplication. That is what we are called, that is the power of primary knowledge. Okay, so what I am coming to say is 5 plus 5 equal to 10. This is the simple arithmetic function. So 5 plus 5, if your teacher is asking, okay, so and so, please stand up and say what is the answer for 5 plus 5. Okay, immediately on hearing the word plus, or otherwise for while seeing the symbol plus, your brain is detecting that okay, we need to do one addition operation. Okay, so this is the immediate response of your brain. And in order to do that addition operation, what do you have to do? Your brain is expecting the two numbers. Okay, either two numbers or three numbers, whatever. but your brain is next, after understanding the concept, I mean after understanding the action to be performed, it is expecting so far the data. What is the data to be added? Okay, that is already given in the teacher statement, 5 plus 5. So 5 is nothing but operand 1, this 5 is nothing but operand 2, and this is the symbol what we are called as operation. Okay, so this is actually fed by our teachers during our schooling itself. They fed each and individual items. Okay, but microprocessor doesn't know the signs or audios, whatever the data which is known to the microprocessor is digital information or binary information. So each and individual operations, what has to be performed, that operation should be represented in terms of a operational code. For addition it is 15, it may be, for subtraction it may be 25, for multiplication it may be 35. So these are all predefined for 8085. Similarly, some predefined instruction set is available for 8051 also. So each and individual is having their own predefined instruction set. Instruction set means instructions associated with one hex code. Okay. So say for example, addition operation, I am setting 15 as operation code. Okay. So it is stored in a memory location called 2500. Okay. So if you are telling your microprocessor, go to the 2500 address and do that execution, means it will go to 2500 and it will identify, okay, 15 means we need to add two numbers. Where is the two numbers? It will ask to you. So in next two subsequent addresses, you have to post the data. Okay, in 2501, paste the first data. In 2502, paste the second data. So that is only I am mentioning that this is data. Okay, so this is data. 05 is a data, 05 is a data, 15 is an operation code. Okay, so add 5 plus 5. So first word add is nothing but the instruction 5 5. This is a simple decoding of this tabular column. Okay, so this is the actual method how the microprocessor is getting executed. Okay, kindly know. And now we are coming um, to discuss the features of 8085 microprocessor. So this is an 5-volt operating IC, 8-bit processor. This microprocessor can do some 8-bit processing, and this is an arithmetic and logical operation. Okay, so 8-bit ALU. See, we know that microprocessor is the brain of our embedded system. Okay, so for like it may be in laptop or mobile phone. So for our laptop or mobile phone, the microprocessor is the brain. Okay, what is the brain for the brain? Okay, what is the brain for the microprocessor? And the answer is arithmetic and logical unit. Okay, so inside the brain we are having several parts for computing purpose, for storing purpose, for for uh, for uh, for the you can know several parts like medulla oblongata, like so. Similarly, the computing most specific IQ of the human is depends upon one particular part. That same part in microprocessor is ALU. It is a computing part. I mean calculating part. Okay, arithmetic and logical unit. Very very important. This block is doing some arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And logical operations can also possible like OR operation, AND operation, and like or not, NAND, NOR. Likewise, we can do some several logical operations and arithmetic operations. Actually, our life is fully under the control of mathematics. Okay, everything is under the control of mathematics. We know that. So microprocessor can do some process which is microprocessor can do some process which is under the control of mathematics. All are depends upon arithmetic and logical operations only. So this is very important block and this is 40 pin digital IC. This is having 3 megahertz of clock frequency. While speaking about clock frequency, I forgot something. See, to store the single bit of information, we studied about flip-flops. To store the multiple numbers of digits, I mean multiple bits of data, we are having registers, is it not? So the flip-flops and the registers are having one control called clock pulse. Okay, you have stored 0 in this flip-flop. How can you access the same data? By giving clock pulse, you can extract the data. Okay. Similarly, this 8 bit of information is already stored in 8-bit register 00110110. Okay. So how can you access the data? You can give 8 individual clock pulses to the register, and then you can extract the 8-bit information. So this is the access. Okay, control. Actually, this is for the synchronization purpose. Okay. So while for the storing the data into that into that register or flip flop, or extracting the information from the register or flip flop, you need a clock pulse. So clock pulse is for synchronizing the activities. So in our brain itself, we are having clock pulses. Sorry, we are having heartbeats. That heartbeat is nothing but synchronizing all our activities like blood purification, air purification. I mean, breathe. For the breathe purpose, we are purifying the air by lungs. Is it not? So these two major processes are by means of synchronized by means of heartbeats only. Without heartbeat, that synchronization, we will lose that synchronization, and the thing will get collapsed. So that is why we are having heartbeats. Similar to that, we are having operating frequencies such as 3 megahertz for 8085. While increasing the operating frequency, the speed of the operation will get increased. Okay. So 8-bit registers, there are 7 numbers of 8-bit register like A, B, C, D, E, H, L. 16-bit registers we are having such as program counter and stack pointer. 5 interrupt signals we are having, 8085 is having 5 interrupt signals, and serial communications is also possible in 8085 microprocessor. We will see we can see the hardware architecture of this particular 8085. Okay, in exam point of view, the architecture is very very important. Each and individual arrow mark and its direction is very very essential. If you are making wrong direction or wrong notation, means that will lead to the marks get reduced. Okay, so it is very important. You can see this is accumulator, temporary register. You can see the ALU here. This is the brain of the microprocessor, and this is flag register, instruction register, and instruction decoder. These are all the B, C, D, E, H, L. These are all the registers. Stack pointer, program counter, address buffer, data address buffer, and timing and control unit. This is interrupt controller. This is serial I/O control. Now we can see one by one, each block one by one. Power supply. Without electricity, there is nothing can be possible in this world. So without this 5 volt of power supply, nothing happened in this 8085. Okay, so this is the basic blood in your 8085. Okay, so power supply. The single arrow mark, you can see the single line arrow marks to all the blocks, that is connecting all the blocks, like dark blue color single line arrow marks. That is actually the power supply line to all the blocks. For the sake of simplicity, just we are indicating with the 2 outgoing arrow marks, and the single line arrow marks connected with all the blocks is nothing but the power supply lines. Okay, this double line arrow mark is nothing but buses, data buses. Okay. Okay, this is operating voltage, and clock frequency. We told that x1, x2 is the clock frequency. So 3 megahertz clock frequency is given. So these are very basic 2 items. Okay, this is blood, this is heartbeat. Okay, now arithmetic and logical unit. See, this is the arithmetic symbol. ALU symbol is there. So this block is doing some numbers of arithmetic operations and logical operations. Okay, very important unit. Next one, 8-bit registers. See, there are 7 numbers of 8-bit register called B, C, D, E, H, L accumulator. Temporary register is not in our hand, which means we with the help of programs, you can use B, C, D, E, H, L and A register, but you cannot use the temporary register. Okay, temporary register is for the internal usage of 8085. 8085 can use this temporary register for the internal usage. Okay. For example, I am giving one question to you. Okay. 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4. Okay. 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4. The answer is 16. Okay. So what you are doing actually, your mind is doing some internal calculation. 5 plus 4 9, 9 plus 3 12, 12 plus 4 16, and you are telling the answer is 16. So you are having some intermediate, data. Okay, so we are having some intermediate data like 5 plus 3 9 8. Okay, 8 plus 3 5 plus 4 9, 9 plus 3 12. Likewise, that 9 12, these are all the intermediate data. In order to store that intermediate data, we are having the temporary register. I think it is understandable now. So we can't access the temporary register. We can only access B, C, D, E, H, L, and accumulator as well as A register. These 7 numbers of registers are 8-bit registers. Okay, we can access these BCS register pair. I mean 16-bit register pair. You can use DEHL. So you can use these registers as register pair. If you want to store 16-bit number, 16-bit data, it is possible by means of adding by using this BCS pair. Okay. So these are the registers. This is for the purpose of internal usage. Okay. If you want to perform any arithmetic or logical operations, you need a storage space. That is these registers. Okay. Now flag register. Flag. What is the purpose of flagging? Okay. In trains itself, TTR is usually showing one flag called green color is for the indication of vehicle is moving. Okay. For indicating the machine is, the train is stopped, he usually show the red color flag. Okay. So this is what the purpose of flagging. Okay. This is some symbolic representation of some actions. Okay. Green means vehicle is moving, red means vehicle is get stopped. So this is what we are called as flagging. So after performing one arithmetic operation, whether the results is having carry or the results is having zeros, it has to be intimated by the ALU. Okay, the ALU is performing the operations. So after completing the operation, it has to intimate to us. What has to intimate? What data we need? Whether the answer is 0, whether the carry is generated. What is carry? I think you know about what is carry. So 5 plus 6, we are having 11 as answer. Is it not? So 1 1. This 1 is nothing but carry. Okay. So this is what the information about the result. The information about the result will be stated in flag register. So flag register is an 8-bit register. Okay. Flag register is an 8-bit register, D0 to D7. X represents the don't carry component. You no need to care of these things. Either it may be 0 or 1. Don't worry about that. You need to focus on D0, D2, D4, D5, D6 and D7. So CY means in your results itself, if there is any carry is available, see, if carry created, this flag will be set. So this will be set 1. Set means 1, reset means 0. Okay. So if there is any carry in your results, this block will be 1, or otherwise it will be 0. In your result, if there is any even parity or odd parity is there, kindly check out what is even parity, odd or parity. You can Google it, you can know, you can easily understand the concept behind the parity concepts. So if it is even parity means this will be 1. If it is odd parity means this will be 0. If it is auxiliary carry in your result itself, if auxiliary carry is set means created means it will be 1, or otherwise it will be 0. You can read the lines here. In your results, if you are getting 0 as a result, this flag will be 1. If you are having non-zero, this will be 0. Okay. In your results, if you are having negative values, this will be 1. See, if result is negative, this flag will be 1. Where? This block, D7th block. Okay. So while subtracting 4 from 5, 5 from 4, what we will get? We will get minus 1 as a result. So this is negative result. So we can know that whether the result is minus or not, whether the result is 0 or not, whether the carry is generated or not, whether the parity even or odd even or parity bit or even what is the parity what we are getting from the result. These information can be seen from this flag register. Okay. Then now special purpose register, program counter and stack pointer. Okay. So program counter and stack pointer, which means, see, um, program counter, it is the 16-bit register used in 8085 for the purpose of indicating the address of next instruction to be executed. Okay. Say for example, we stated that we have seen one example called this is the example we have seen so far, addition operation. Okay. Next, if suppose in addition to that, if I want to perform one more subtraction operation, means I need to mention the operation code for the subtraction operation in the address 2503. Is it not? Say for example, this is 25. Okay. So subsequent to address itself, we need to mention the address, I mean the data. Okay. 5 minus 4 means 5. Okay. 2505 itself, this is 4. Okay. So I am instructing my microprocessor with two functions. First function is addition function, second function is subtraction function. Okay. So first function is fully available in the address location from 2500 to 2502. Second function is available from 2503 to 2505. Okay. One register can able to detect the addresses of the individual instructions. Okay. Actual operations start from here, next operation start from here. So program counter is a dedicated register. Okay. Program counter is a dedicated register for storing these address. It is not storing all the address. Kindly note that it is just recording the locations of individual functions. Addition function address is 2500. Subtraction function address is 2503. So while executing the addition function, okay, let us assume microprocessor is executing this function. Now the execution is going on. This takes several minutes, several seconds, but let us assume it is executing. During this execution, program counter, that 16-bit register, is storing the information of the next instruction to be executed. Okay, we are having two functions, addition, subtraction. While the addition is executing, microprocessor's program counter is storing the next instruction to be executed. Okay, 2503 is stored in program counter. This is the function of program counter. So there will not any lag in execution. After completing the addition process, immediately the processor will move on to the next process called subtraction. This is because of the program counter. The program counter is helping the processor by giving the next address to be next instruction to be executed. I mean by giving the address of the next instruction to be executed. Okay. So stack pointer is nothing but the stack memory. Okay, indicating the top address of the stack memory. Okay, there will be a memory called stack memory. Okay, in 8085 itself, there will be a memory called stack memory. Okay, each and individual block is having its own address. Okay, so this top address is indicated by means of what? The stack pointer. Okay. Next, instruction register. So instruction register is nothing but this is actually the decoder. Okay, so we told that, is it not? For each and individual operation, there will be an operation code is there. Okay, for addition 15, I have mentioned it as 15. Is it not? For subtraction, I can mention it as 25. Okay, so one block is required whenever 15 is received. Okay, so it is meant for addition operation. Once 25 is received, it is meant so for subtraction operation. Likewise, for the purpose of decoding the operation, one block is required. That block is nothing but instruction decoder or instruction register. These are all the combined blocks. Okay, whatever the instruction register as well as instruction decoder, these two are combined blocks that making actually that is decoding the operation to be executed. Okay, while after receiving the 15 as operation code, okay, opcode, after receiving the opcode as 15, what the ALU has to do, whether addition operation or subtraction operation or multiplication operation, that decoding is done by means of this instruction register. Okay.